What's up people? Today we're going to look at 4 killer mistakes most musicians make when trying to go pro in their music career. Now whilst somebody's in contact with loads of musicians every single day, there are some mistakes that I see a lot of people making, especially when they're trying to make a career out of their music. So what I want to do, I want to break down some of these things today so you don't make some of these same mistakes for yourself. Now if you don't know, my name's Shaun Letang from musicindustryhowto.com and promusicianacademy.com, the #1 place you can go if you want to make a career out of your music. The first mistake I see a lot of musicians do is getting themselves out there before they're even ready. Now, this is a mistake because when you're not talented enough, you don't really want to get yourself out there. What you want to do instead is you want to improve your talent. This is a time to improve, not actually promote your music. And I know it's hard. If you're making music, you want people to hear it. You want to get your music out there ASAP or ASAP even. But this is a mistake. I'm going to advise you to hold your horses. The thing is, if people hear you and they get a negative image about your music, that's going to be very hard to shake. And I know this firsthand because when I first started making music, I admit I wasn't very good. Now a lot of the people around me, they were making music as well and a lot of them got better before me. And in terms of talent, I was kind of at the back of the pack. That said, regardless, I still carried on making music, I done sets with these people, done radio, and I started to get a little bit of reputation for not being very good. Now thankfully, I've since got a lot better, and when I started doing a lot of tours and recording a lot of music, I did actually get a fan base and build it up. But the only thing is, when I was actually trying to reach out to those people who had heard me before, who thought of me as someone that's not very good, it was actually hard to get them to listen to my music. And even though people that were new to hearing me thought I was very good, the people who knew me before didn't really give me another chance. And it was a lot harder to get them to change their mind about how good of a musician I actually was. It's because of this that I advise you to get a core level of talent first, even before you promote your music. And this will give you the opportunity to get on a decent level, so when people first do hear you, you're going to give a much better impression. Now the biggest thing is this will save you a lot of time, because if you're putting a lot of energy into promoting your music and it's not very good, you're literally flushing time and money down the toilet, and this is not something you want to do. So in terms of knowing when you want to get yourself out there are 2 things you can do. First of all, you want to measure yourself against the best in your genre. Now while you don't have to match them in terms of talent, that will be very hard at least initially. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you at least sound good if your song is played next to them. Because that's exactly what's going to happen. People are going to compare you to the best people in your genre. And if you don't sound good next to them, then why will people even play you? What they'll do instead, they'll go on Spotify or wherever they listen to music, and they'll go and listen to the best people and the people that are just below them. But the thing is, it's hard to tell how good you really are. So what I encourage you to do is get objective feedback. So instead of just asking your parents, asking your best friends, what you're going to want to do instead is you're going to want to find people and you're going to want to get honest feedback from them. Let them know it's okay if they tell you you're the worst rapper ever, the worst singer ever, as long as they're honest. That's the main thing. And these need to be people that are actually fans in your genre because they know what good music is. Now once you're getting a lot of these people telling you that you're good, then it's time to start marketing your music and get yourself out there to the next level. Now another mistake I see a lot of people trying to make when they want to become a professional musician is thinking that fans and money go hand in hand. This simply is not the case. The truth is, as much as a lot of people think so, more fans does not equal more money. You can build up a big fan base, but you still might not bring in much money in, and I'll tell you why. There are set activities you do in your music career which brings in the fans. For example, you might be creating content, you might be doing a whole bunch of other things that will get you fans, but it doesn't mean you're going to be a good seller. And since you're trying to make money from your music, you need to learn how to sell. So that's selling your music, selling yourself, selling your gigs, selling your merchandise, and whatever else you need to do to make money. This is not something you can neglect. You might not think of yourself as a salesperson, but if you want to be a professional musician, this is a skill that you're going to need to learn. So I encourage you to master both making money and gaining fans. You're going to need both of these if you want to go pro, so make sure you take that into account. The third of 4 mistakes I see a lot of people make when they want to go pro is trying to do everything themselves. Now I hate to break it to you, but you are not Superman. And if you're a woman, you're not Superwoman either. You, myself, everyone else, we're all human. And the thing is, as humans, we have limits. There's only so much time in a day, there's only so much energy we can dedicate to things, and it's impossible for us to do everything by ourselves. So I want you to think about this. When you think of record labels, do you think there's one person in a record label? No, they've got a lot of people. They've got talent scouts, they've got maybe cover designers, they've got people that specialize in promotions, they've got people that directly communicate with the artists, they got a whole bunch of people and they're doing a whole lot of things. And think about it, if you want to be a professional musician, these are the people that you're competing with. The acts that are signed to the label, they're getting people to do everything for them. They're not running around like a headless chicken and trying to do everything themselves. What they're doing is delegating, even if it is controlled by their record label. So what I'm trying to say is, not having more hands will slow your progress. Now, I'm not even saying that you can't make any traction if you don't have a team. With the internet and the way things are, it is truly possible to make even a full-time income by yourself as a musician. That said, if you have a team, you can do a lot more things a lot faster. We as humans tend to think that we're the only people that can do certain things. So when it comes to maybe booking gigs or doing your cover art, you may think, I can do this, I want to save some money and I'll do it myself. But the thing is, if you pay someone maybe a few dollars, however many dollars you need depending on the task, there's a good chance that they're going to be able to do it a lot better than you, a lot faster than you, and they will save you time and money in the long run. Now I know how it is. When you're new to this, building a team can be quite intimidating. That said, I encourage you to still do it. The thing is, you can actually start small. You can start by building your team one at a time. So the next time you need a little bit of extra help, what you can do is you can go on somewhere like Upwork.com and you can hire someone to do that for you. It just has to be a one-off task. You don't need to keep paying them on an ongoing basis. And the thing is, that will give you a good insight into what hiring help is actually like. Believe me when I say this, as soon as you start hiring people and you see how much work can be done, there is no way you're not going to continue to do this. And the more you invest in your career, the more you start to get extra help, the faster things will move. Alright, so finally, the fourth mistake I see a lot of musicians make when trying to go pro is following the old way of doing things. And the truth is, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here and I'll tell you why in a minute. So let's look at a couple of these old ways that I'm talking about. The first one is thinking you actually need a record label to go pro in your music career. The second one is believing you actually need to sell songs, and that's going to be the main way that you make money from your music. Both of these and a lot more are very, very wrong. But I'm not going to get into too much detail with these right now because I've actually got another video explaining these and a lot more in a couple of weeks from now. So if you're watching this live and it's just come out, then wait 2 weeks, make sure you subscribe and click notifications, and in 2 weeks you'll get informed of this. If on the other hand you're watching in future, simply go to the link below in the description and I will show you that video and you'll get all the information. So considering this is a two-way community thing, let me ask you, what other mistakes do you see people making? I ask you this because sometimes it's not that easy to see what's going wrong in your own music career, but when you see other people, other musicians, you might see some things that they're doing wrong, but you know if they stop doing those things, they will get a lot further in their music career than they would otherwise. So let us know in the comments. Now before I go, be sure to subscribe to the channel, click the notification button so you get informed when all the new videos are out, and check out promusicianacademy.com if you want to become a pro musician sooner rather than later on. My name's Shaun Letang from musicindustryhowto.com and promusicianacademy.com. I'll see you in the next video.